Hello. Right, so I'm not quite sure how to start this video, but basically we are now 31 videos into the build of this car and I'm loving it. And apparently so are a lot of other people, because this has been getting a lot of attention. This car has been drawing very, very good attention, and a lot of people who have never watched my videos are watching my videos, and that's an amazing thing. But it has come to my attention, and I've been informed, that there are one too many things in this world called Pandora. And I'm not in the mood, well, I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the business for upsetting people. I'm not in the business of upsetting people, should I say. And I don't like drama. So I'm not going to make a load of drama over this. You know that when I talk about things that I don't like, whether it be other people's cars, or whether it be things on YouTube that I don't like, or things on social media that I don't like, I try to keep people's names out of it, and I try to kind of talk around it and focus on the message of the thing rather than the individual person, because people grow over time and people change over time, and people's perspectives and the way that they look at the world changes over time, and things that you put on the internet live forever, pretty much. And so it would be unfair for me to name someone's name or say that I don't like the way that someone does their car or something, and then years later that be held against them, or that colour the way that other people see them forever, because that's not how people work. Even though the internet is ageless, you know, people aren't, and people do change, and people's perspectives change and all that kind of thing. And that's why I never ever drag anyone under the bus. So I'm not going to name names in this, and I'm not going to drag anyone under the bus. I'm just going to say that it has been requested that I change the name of the car behind me. And I'm alright with that. And I've offered to do that. It's something that I have offered to do. And the reason I've offered to do it, the reason is, I've been designing this car since I was 13 years old. And it's been through multiple iterations. I mean, there was a point in time when I was about 13 when this car, the design for this car, had 2 motorbike engines in it. And one day I'll make a video about why 2 engines in a car is such a terrible idea, but it is. and why it's never really worked properly. But I never had a name for it properly. And that's odd for me, because I name everything. And I had the name for Jolene long before I had a 2CV called Jolene. I had a design for a 2CV called Jolene, and it was vet and brune, and it had bronze wheels and the whole thing. But that happened years before I actually had the car, because I didn't have the opportunity to have the car. Didn't mean I wasn't going to design it, because I like to design cars in my spare time. That's what I do for kind of fun and to relax. And yeah, it's kind of odd that I never had a name for this. And when I bought the car and started making videos with it, I asked you all what I should call it, because I wasn't sure. And that's kind of an odd thing for me. And the name that I settled on, as time has gone on, I've become increasingly unhappy with, because it draws too much attention to this car's past. It draws attention to the fact that it was crashed multiple times, and it was rotten, and it's been on fire, and it was twisted and broken and crushed up. And I don't want this car to be coloured by its past. I want that past to kind of move away and it just be accepted for the wonderful thing that it's becoming. Because that's awesome, you know. I think that's the way that people should be. That's the way that I'd like to be. You know, like I say, people change, and this car changes. And has changed and has moved away from the destroyed Hulk that it once was. And it has been given a new life. And I think with that new life, it deserves a new name. So I've decided to change the name. And during this process, I've said multiple times, it's not like using a cannon to kill a mosquito, it's like putting the cannon in the mosquito. So from this moment forth, this car and the bit of the car that's over there, and all the bits of the car that are upstairs, and the bit of the car that's in the corner there, will all be referred to as Project Mosquito. And it's something that I'm really happy about, because I love the de Havilland Mosquito, and I've talked about that on Twitter a few times. It's one of my favourite planes of all time. It was made of wood, it's a night fighter, it's got two, because planes with two engines are cooler than cars with two engines. It's got two Spitfire engines in it, and it was the first stealth plane ever built. And this little thing, it's tiny, it's flighty, it'll change direction, you know, on the slightest of movements. It'll be light, it'll be versatile, it'll be just awesome. And also a K-series engine does sound like a Mosquito. So, from henceforth, from this day forward, this car shall be known as Project Mosquito. Now, what does that mean for the channel? It means very little for you, but it means quite a bit for me. I have to go back and rename a bunch of videos and remake a bunch of thumbnails, and remove names from thumbnails and stuff like that. But I won't have to delete videos. Nothing's going to happen to the car, and nothing's going to happen to the direction I was going with the car. That hasn't changed. My design is still my design, and I'm really happy with the design and the way that it's going. I couldn't be more happy with it, and so I think the new name reflects the car better anyway. So like I said, it wasn't something I was planning on doing, but I think sometimes someone comes along and things change, and you can either get upset about it or you can go with it. And it's one thing that I've learned with making videos, is that when you have an issue, when you're making a video, you don't fight it. And if the colour's wrong, you don't fight the colour, you just work with it and you make a video that has intentionally weird colour, as I've done in the past. Or if you lose all of the sound when you're recording machining and stuff like that, then you put music over it and you turn it into a montage. You can either fight it and end up with a really rubbish video, or you can work with it. And that's what I'm deciding to do. I'm deciding to lean into it and make this car better for it, not fight it and create a load of drama and a load of stuff that doesn't make my life better, doesn't make these videos better, and doesn't get this car finished any faster, and doesn't increase my enjoyment of the car. You know, I don't want this car to be something that is sad. I want this car to be happy, because the whole point of this car is that I love mutts. I love cars that are overlooked, which the GTM certainly is, whether it's a Cox GTM or it's a GTM Coupe, or whether it's, you know, one of the many iterations of GTMs. They are all overlooked cars, and I've wanted one of these cars my entire life because they are so overlooked and they are so rare and they are so tiny and flighty and awesome. So I think Mosquito fits absolutely perfectly, but I wanted to draw attention to these cars, and I also wanted to make the best GTM in the world, which is still my plan. And so thank you all for sticking by me, thank you all for supporting these videos, and thank you to all the new people who are watching this channel. It's a bit of a weird rant, this, but I needed to make this video for me, and there was no point me just kind of all of a sudden uploading videos called Project Mosquito and people being like, wow. So I needed to make this video to kind of tell you all what was going on and keep everybody informed and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, and it's a bit of an odd thing to say, but it has kind of, I don't know, it's inspired me more, and it's kind of made me more determined, and I love the new name, so I'm not upset about it at all. You know, it's one of those things, you can either get frustrated or you can get inspired, and I'd rather lean into it. So thank you all for watching. Please be awesome to each other. There's a playlist of Project Mosquito there, and there's the last Project Mosquito video there, and when a new video comes out, I'll link the next Project Mosquito video there. Thank you all for watching. Please be awesome to each other, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.